Hello everyone, today we will talk about fiscal requirements in Slovakia and also about fiscalization process in this country. So if we would like to talk about the history of Slovakian fiscal law, we can say that this new fiscal law as a concept of online type of fiscalization has been prepared and discussed during 2018. All retailers had the possibility to comply with these new regulations in 1st April of 2019, but the final decision that all retailers and companies that are operating in Slovakia are obligated to fulfill these new requirements was made in 1st July 2019. So what are the fiscal requirements in this country? The first and most important requirement is that it is obligatory to have online connection of all cash register to tax administration. So basically every made transaction is reported in real time to the server of the tax authority, where it's online authorized and after that sent to the cash register to be finalized. Also, every issued document is registered at the tax authority central repository, which is called in Slovakia e-kassa. Every store and post are reported to the tax office before any start of the sale, and when the registration is done, a code is assigned to each cash register. This is very important because based on the code that every cash register receives, tax authority can easily check which cash register are reporting sale at the moment. In the case that you change any kind of identification data, this has to be reported within 30 days to the tax authority as well. And when I say identification data, I mean business name, permanent address, organization identification number, and similar informations. And one last very important information about Slovakia is that it is obligatory to use a certified fiscal solution. So this means that if you would like to operate in Slovakia, you will need to go through process of certification. So who is exactly affected by the fiscal law in this country, or let's say who is the subject of fiscalization? Every private person and companies which are selling goods or providing some kind of services are subject of fiscalization and under the fiscal law in Slovakia. Also, every sale which is paid by cash or other means that are replacing cash, such as electronic means of payment, vouchers for purchasing goods or services, or advance payment, also must be reported to the tax authorities and online authorized. Payments which are made with bank transfer are not necessary. Payments with bank transfer should not be sent to authorization. In Slovakia, we have several types of cash register. First of them is electronic cash register, which is basically all-in-one device. We can also say that this is standalone cash register, which has integrated fiscal printer and fiscal memory. Second type of cash register is POS solution connected with a certified fiscal hardware which has a protected data storage and the ability to send fiscal data to the tax authority through internet connection. Third type of cash register is online cash register. This is a software solution which is certificated together with the protected data storage as a hardware, and this kind of solution can communicate with the tax authority by itself. So if you are using this kind of solution, a fiscal printer is not necessary. You can use any POS printer just for issuing the receipt. And we also have a virtual cash register, which is basically a service set up by the Financial Directorate, which is communicating through mobile application or web portal of Financial Directorate. And we can say that this is a cash register in cloud. It's defined by the fiscal law in Slovakia to support creation of 4 types of receipt. In Slovakia, we have sales receipt, return receipts, pay-in receipts or deposit, and payout receipts or withdrawal. An obligatory and mandatory element on each cash receipt which is issued by cash register is a QR code. If we would like to summarize what is the complexity that you will need to overcome in this country, first of the complexity is definitely how to find the right architecture and fiscal products for your environment. Second complexity that I already mentioned is that if you are opening the stores, or in the case that you are closing them, the registration and deregistration of the stores must be done at the tax authority. This means that this process demands several steps that you need to fulfill in order to do the process of registration or deregistration properly. So first step is registration on the Financial Administration Portal. After that, you need to submit the complete application for registration electronically through the Financial Administration Portal, and this request for registration of the stores must be submitted in predefined electronic form with all relevant information. Also, I mentioned during the presentation that if you are changing any kind of identification data, this must be reported to the tax authority as well, and we have also a deadline to do this. It is obligatory to notify the tax authority in case of any changes within 30 days of the change. Then we also have some specific cases in Slovakia. For example, the case when you have non-reauthorized transaction, you need to know how to handle these kinds of situation. If you have a situation of broken POS, you need to know what is allowed to do in these situations. For example, is it allowed to issue manual receipt? For how long the manual receipts can be used? How to communicate with authorized personnel in this situation? And after all, what are the repair deadlines and how to register the sale which is done on the manual receipt. And we come to the point what we can do for you and how we can help you to overcome all this complexity and challenges in Slovakia. Well, first of all, we can provide you all necessary information about the fiscal requirements in this country through a service of the workshop that we provide or through the Fiscal Portal. Our company has developed a fiscal solution for Slovakia, so we can basically provide you also a fiscal solution with all the requirements implemented, and once you integrate our solution, you will be absolutely ready and comply with the fiscal law in Slovakia. Since we had several projects in Slovakia and we have a deep fiscal knowledge, we can also suggest the right architecture and fiscal products for your environment. And we can also help you in some specific situations, such as broken POS. We can basically manage you complete repair process. We can support you in POS restore procedures in the cases when you have a disaster. We can give you clear instructions for operating sales with manual receipts and give you the knowledge what needs to be done and what are the rules in these specific situations. And we can also help you and send non-authorized messages through reauthorization through our fiscal solution. In the case that you need to handle non-reauthorized transaction, our team can also provide you a daily monitoring of transactions which are authorized and reauthorized, and we can help you to obey maximum allowed time to send any kind of transaction to reauthorization if it's necessary. We also provide you alerts if you have some non-authorized transaction, and we can provide you analysis of the problems and help you to overcome challenges while you at the first point have some non-authorized transaction. When we come to the point of registration and deregistration of the stores and some changes of identification data, we can also support you with these specific processes. So what would be our recommendation for the next step? The main point is to have enough knowledge about all the requirements in one specific country. So how you can easily receive the knowledge? Well, you can receive all necessary information and knowledge through a service of the workshop that we provide or through a service of the Fiscal Portal. If you decide to use a service of the workshop, you will get all legal and technical details explained from experts from our team. And after that, you will be absolutely ready to decide what is the best architecture for your project and how to implement all necessary requirements on your POS application. And not only that, but we also support you during 30 days period when we answer any questions that you have, and we also give you additional information if it's required. If you decide to use the service of the Fiscal Portal, this is also a great way to gain necessary knowledge. The Fiscal Portal is basically online fiscal library that will provide you all detailed documentation about legal, business and technical requirements in one country. Of course, all the documentation is in English. And not only that, but Fiscal Portal will also help you to be informed on time in case that there are some changes in the fiscal law that you need to implement on time. And we also alert you in the cases when there are some urgent changes in the fiscal law. So in the case that you decide to use any of these products, after them you will be absolutely ready for the next step in your project.